Susan Jones with Qual Choice is joining me now with some healthy resolutions for women and obviously some advice on how to keep them. Thanks for being here.
Right, thank you for having me.
Yeah, now keeping them is definitely the important part, right?
Well, yes, but you know, we're kind of at that time of year when you're starting to think about, you know, what you're going to be doing in 2019, getting those planners filled out and things. So we have some things that are of particular interest to women or the men who love them, of course.
Sure.
And we wanted to start off by saying that January is Cervical Health Awareness Month. So that's one of the group of things that we're here to talk about, and one of the things that you should definitely get on your calendars for the year is getting those screenings in.
Yeah.
And so for cervical health, obviously it's the Pap test, and those in all of these you'll want to consult your doctor because your particular situation may differ, but in general they suggest that you start those at least by 21. And then there's mammograms because your risk for breast cancer and issues like that can start, it increases after 40, so that's sort of a guideline there. And then colorectal screening is also extremely important, and they really recommend starting those around age 50 unless there's a reason to start at a different time. And then osteoporosis is another one that...
This is a big one. A lot of women don't realize, and kind of it's too late at that point, right? We all start losing bone mass.
Yes, you want to stay on top of that one. So it's important to get all of those in, and if you have any questions, also your health coverage, preventive coverage may take care of these screenings. So check with your doctor about that.
A lot of people don't realize that a lot of these things are completely free to go in and have done. And even if you don't have good insurance, a lot of times you can find that within your community as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, I know eating is definitely an important one that's all on our minds right now, right?
Ends up right on the resolution list. So for eating, we want to say don't overeat, but eat well. And so if you have made a resolution, a lot of times people tend to cut out entire categories of food. And what we want to recommend is that maybe not cutting the whole category out, but just practicing moderation and cutting back on that is a little, it can be a little more successful for you.
But you don't want to starve yourself either, right? You want to eat a lot of good stuff.
Right, and that's kind of a key. If you resolve maybe to focus on adding or making sure you get adequate quantities of the things like fiber and calcium for your osteoporosis, of course, fruits and veggies, that may help kind of get you filled up so you're not tempted to go off over down the carb route or the sweet route or one of those. And then, so following that is exercise. That's always a very common one.
Yes.
And
that's a good one, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
What we like to have you think about is that if you belong to a gym and you have time to go to the gym, that's awesome. But you don't have to. Don't trap yourself into thinking that the only time you can get exercise is when you can manage to get to the gym. You can exercise at home anytime. Resistance training, yoga.
Light weights.
Exactly, any of that. And you don't need a lot. I heard a great tip from someone the other day, because I tend to go check my social media. You know, after work, I get home, I sit on the sofa, I'm watching TV and checking that, and somebody said to do that on a stationary bike or just walking in place. So you're sort of giving yourself like 10 minutes of good exercise, you know, but you're also getting to check off the, you know,
we do workout
see
Wednesday,
whose birthday it is
here.
or whatever, right?
Absolutely.
So there's that one, and then putting yourself center stage is down here is kind of taking the time out for yourself and to bring yourself back into balance, because with everything is that bath salts or something.
Bath salts, a bath bomb.
That's one, exactly. Do that, visit with your girlfriends, whatever it takes for you to de-stress, because stress can cause things like, it can weaken your immune system, raise your blood pressure.
Oh yeah, it's not good for you. They're finding out more and more that stress is definitely not healthy.
And we tend to kind of, you know, put ourselves last, and it's important to take that time and get yourself, maybe it's listening to some orchestra music. That would be a great one.
Go relax at the symphony. Susan, thanks for being here. And to find out more about Qual Choice, you can just go over to their website. That's qualchoice.com. And you can also give them a call at the number there on your screen. Some great